And then the second thing is Cosmo. So Cosmo, slightly confusing because it's also using large language models, which is what ChatGPT and this kind of what this kind of technology is, but it's the back end brain, if you like, behind not just Rufus, but soon all search on Amazon. So rather than and the key thing about Cosmo is rather than keyword just purely matching on keywords, using this kind of advancements in AI we've seen over the past 2 years, what Amazon has been working on, simultaneously, I imagine different teams, is not just building like a chat interface for the customers to interact with, but also how can they employ this new kind of technology to shift what actually to surface customers when they're looking for something. And with Cosmo, they've said that they've rolled Cosmo is, as I mentioned, it's not about keyword matching, it's more about intent-based matching. They have all of the data on all of the customers. Famously, they know if a customer is pregnant before, she knows she's pregnant, right, on Amazon. They have all the data, all their purchasing history, and they are using this data to not just match what what keywords and A9 and all this stuff that we've done in the past, but to understand that customer, what that customer is most likely going to be looking for when they put in what their intent is behind their search, when they put in a query, and surfacing to them relevant content. And for Cosmo, they've said they've tested this out on 10% of US traffic. So it's been, it's been tested much wider already than Rufus. And they've kind of publicly stated they've seen a 0.7% increase in conversion from using Cosmo compared to traditional A9. So this is also being rolled out as a separate but related thing. And both of these things both of these are super exciting elements, which which I've been spending a lot of time thinking about, and happy to get into.
Yeah, I mean, it's of course, it's in what I picked up from what you were describing is keyword search to intent-based search.
Yes.
So this Cosmo or Rufus, both, right? At the end of the day, is
So
about knowing what you
mhm.
plan to do
Yeah,
ahead
so
of
I
time.
think Cosmo is really the how sellers used to try and optimize for A9 is and going on Jungle Scout or Helium 10 or whoever it would be, and finding the right long tail keywords and trying to rank on certain keywords. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion among many, this is archaic. This is kind of the one form of technology. We're now moving on to an entirely different form of technology, which is intent-based matching. And there's various kind of methods we've been exploring at eContent, and I'm happy to talk about of how you can optimize for this intent-based matching. But the broad meta point to think about is now just more important to understand who your customer is, understand your customer profile, who they are, why they buy you, and make your listings talk to them. And the AI is going to be is now smart enough to pick that up, using its conversational based intelligence that these AIs now have, and deliver that to that profile of customer when they're searching for your product. So I fully expect the result of this to be, if I was to say what a good listing is going to look like 6 months down the line in Amazon. Nowadays we have these really weird titles where we kind of cram in all these keywords, and you have the brand, and then you have like, I'm looking at a kind of office phone. You'd have like office phone, desktop phone. This, like no human speaks or thinks like that. And my absolute conviction is we will move to a world where titles and descriptions are written for humans, written for how they use the product, in an office setting, whatever it is. And the AI will, we've seen this already, will be rewarding understanding that intent more and surfacing that better. And yeah, so I'll pause there.
Yeah.